Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. It does help with the algorithm. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Today we are going to be talking about something that is going to happen, and I need you to all understand why it is going to happen. We're going to be talking about why Ethereum will most certainly be hitting $10,000 per coin. And just to clear up any type of confusion, a lot of people seem to not understand exactly what Ethereum is or why it's going to hit 10,000 or why the price is so high right now. So for those of you who may already know, Bitcoin is typically, historically, thus far, has been seen as a store of value and or digital gold and or something that in the future we will base other currencies on, i.e. you collect all the Bitcoin, governments are collecting Bitcoin, companies are collecting Bitcoin, which they definitely are. And therefore in the future, as Bitcoin has a super high stable value, we will be able to then print or create or whatever, mint other currencies based off of the amount of Bitcoin that a country has in their coffers. Cool, amazing. The entire idea of Ethereum is they are meant to be a world internet, a brand new decentralized internet where you can pretty much do whatever you want, make whatever you want, create whatever you want, all on top of this platform. Ethereum has been around since around 2015, somewhere around there in that time frame. It has taken them a number of years. I'm talking very fast. It has taken them a number of years to be able to create these upgrades that we are finally seeing beginning to roll out. That is Ethereum 2.0, more transactions per second, and also a very important one that a lot of people, once again, need to know about because this is going to be the actual game changer for the network. Bitcoin has a market cap of 21 million coins. There can never be any more. There will never be any more. There can be people who create copies of Bitcoin, but that is still not Bitcoin. No matter what is done, we will never have more than 21 million Bitcoin ever created by the network. However, Ethereum is not this way. Ethereum is actually at the moment inflationary in that every single day there are new coins being created, more and more every single day, and there's no actual cap. There's no top to the amount of Ethereum that will ever be created. And this a couple of years ago led a lot of people to kind of get a little annoyed, and there were discussions as to if we should have an actual top to the amount of Ether that was being created. I think the original proposal was for 120 million coins. That didn't happen, and I think the proposal was for 140 million coins. I think there's still coin flips, discussions happening somewhere about as to if this is going to happen. Now, the actual proposal that is going through is something called EIP 1559, Ethereum Improvement Proposal. Why this is so important is because I'm pretty sure you've definitely seen something on TV and or YouTube where people are creating cryptocurrencies. They always have something where they're showing all these people who are creating Bitcoin, and they walk into this gigantic mining factory and there's thousands of computers and it's really hot and there's a whole bunch of cold air and stuff like that everywhere. This happens the same exact way on the Ethereum network, i.e. what happens is every time that a transaction happens on the network that gets passed back and forth, there are slight intermediaries in the middle called miners, the people who are mining the cryptocurrencies. They're using all of those computers to validate your transactions that happen on the network. When they validate a transaction, they're getting transaction fees that get sent to them, and therefore it's kind of like a little smidge of a thank you for making sure that our network is completely safe and robust and yada, 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 all these other things. A portion of what EIP 1559 is going to do is it's going to burn portions of those transactions that would normally be sent to the people who are mining the coin. Why is this happening? Because Ethereum is transitioning from Ethereum 0 to Ethereum 2.0, which is going to go from proof of work with all the machines to proof of stake with just your computer, meaning that if you want to make new Ethereum, you can simply just use your computer, like your actual computer at home right now. No extra hardware is needed. You can do it directly on the computer. So what happens is that for those of you who also do not know, Ethereum is very popular. The actual network Ethereum is probably the most popular network that we have right now in the cryptocurrency space. There are tons of things being built on top of it. The idea is that, and I have to also get to that as well, is as new coins are created, the amount of Ethereum rises, how much there actually is. However, because there are so many transactions actually always happening on Ethereum, the actual rate of burn of the actual Ether coin as the transaction fee will also be extremely high, and it'll get to the point where Ethereum is actually deflationary, i.e., new coins will continuously be created. Got that? However, there's so many transactions even right now, mathematically, people have worked out, if we get this same amount of demand for the network, people creating things on top of it, we will see the burn outpace the actual inflation of the coin, and therefore it will become extremely difficult to get any Ethereum. Why, you might ask? Because on top of that, as we move further and further into the phase 2 of Ethereum 2.0, what we're going to see is the only way, because Ethereum is trying to transition completely from all the mega computers to you being able to create it at home. A lot simpler for you and your friends and your family, yada, 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 yada. The difference here is the way that you create new coins with proof of stake is you show your stake to the network, i.e. the only way to create new coins is if you already have Ether. Seeing where this is going? So no more computers, you have to have the actual Ether yourself. The more Ether you have, the more Ether you create. The more Ether you create, the more Ether you have. Therefore, in the future, the only way that you will be able to get new Ether is by already owning it. This is why the price is rising. Because what's happening is we are going to see a major shift, and we already are. Ethereum has gone up by several $1,000s over the last couple of months because people are realizing in the future you will not be able to create any new Ethereum unless you already have it. The golden number, I believe, is 32 Ether. And you are able to do it self-sufficiently by yourself, but there are many other places and cryptocurrency pools, i.e. you jump into a pool with other people who also want to create new coins, and you kind of create coins with them and you get your fragment out and the amount of coins you would have normally gotten but done by yourself. So yeah, that's one of the major reasons. It's quite simple, is that in the next month, 6 weeks, the time for me making this video, this upgrade is going to happen. There's going to be the same amount of Ether created, but it's going to become deflationary, and the only way to get new Ether is by already having it. Now, that in itself is already something absolutely insane. To think that as Ethereum's popularity continues to rise, that we are only going to see less and less coins actually on the market is very significant. That already induces the entire supply and demand. However, on top of that, don't forget about the staking. People are also buying up tons of Ether to be able to stake in the network. We saw this rush start last year when I think Ethereum was $200 in March or April of 2020, because people said, hey, I want to try and get my 32 Ether so that I can stake by myself. All these coins are locked up inside the actual network to show the network that you are staking. You're showing your proof of stake to the network, but the circulating supply continues to dwindle because more people are buying up the Ether to be able to lock into the protocol, and then there's less circulating around for other people. Couple that with the coin burn, and also the only way to make new coins is by having Ether. See where this is all going? On top of that as well, we are moving very close, like I said before, to Ethereum 2.0. One of the major things that people really care about is the amount of transactions per second. Ethereum is hyper popular right now, and it only has 15 transactions per second. At some point in the near future, we are going to have an Ethereum blockchain that does 100, 1,000, 10,000, and according to Vitalik Buterin, at some point, 100,000 transactions per second. The idea being, if Ethereum is popular now, it'll probably super popular as well as it has more transactions per second. Just logically, that's usually how logic works. On top of that, for those of you who do not know, DeFi stands for decentralized finance. It's taking over the world. Everybody loves it. Banks are getting into it. The entire idea is that you'll be able to do stuff by yourself in a decentralized way without having to go through a bank or another intermediary, because the protocol and the AI and all the other stuff will be able to help you along the way. There are tons of DeFi projects that are being created. The vast majority of these DeFi projects are being created on Ethereum. Yeah, everyone got it right. Maybe someone says something else. And the entire point is that when you make these DeFi projects on top of Ethereum, Can you guess what you have to do? You have to already own Ether, and you have to lock up your Ether in these protocols to kind of get them started and to get them moving. Same exact thing with smart contracts. You got to have the Ether to lock it up inside of it. Now, remember all the stuff that we talked about before, and more people are going to be buying Ether, which means that more Ether is going to be locked up. Because in the future, if you want to build anything on top of the most popular blockchain, you need Ether. And you want to get the Ether at a lower price, because you don't want to get the Ether when it's at 15,000. You'd rather get it when it's at 3,000. See, the gears are turning a little bit more. We still have ICOs in some type of form or fashion. People are still creating brand new coins on top of Ethereum all the time, same exact way. Ethereum has so many things happening on top of it. I think it's actually impossible to be able to explain. There are charts, I'm sure you can find them online as well, that basically show you all the projects that are taking place at any given time on top of Ethereum. There are hundreds of new coins being created every single week, and they're being put on top of Ethereum or on top of layers on top of Ethereum, because we also have other layers and side chains that also go into Ethereum as well. If you have not heard of this, there is a group, a consortium of companies called the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. It's about 500 companies. You've heard of a lot of them. You can type in Enterprise Ethereum Alliance members. You'll find a huge chart. These companies have announced that they are either going to be using Ethereum, have intentions to use Ethereum, already are using Ethereum. We've also seen many other companies who are buying up Ethereum in an effort to be able to have enough to be able to create new ones so that they can make new protocols on top of it as well. Same exact thing, there are many other countries who are also buying up Ethereum. We had rumors a couple years ago, but we know it was true, that Russia apparently is also going to be using it. We know that Brazil is also going to be using it because Vitalik Buterin went to Russia and they rolled out the red carpet and all this other stuff, and he's seen sitting next to the Russian president, and you can find all this stuff online. It's all definitely true. So the bottom line is, as to why the price is rising and why we are definitely going to hit 10,000 is because everyone's buying in anticipation of this happening. But when all these things actually happen in about 2 months, it'll be even more difficult to be able to acquire Ethereum at all, to be able to do anything on the network. And the idea is that as the network continues to grow and they get more transactions per second, it becomes more and more robust. I'll put it this way, it'll look a bit weird if you're not using Ethereum to launch your actual protocols. So that's kind of the idea. Just wanted to go over that with you. I think Ethereum hit 4,200, at least at the time of me making this video. So expect it to go a lot higher in the coming months because, you know, logic. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.